Yeah, it's grand. The new Super Mario Bros series has always been pummeled for its repetitive, simple gameplay for many years now, which kinda makes me sad because New Super Mario Bros on the DS was one of the first video games that I ever played. But I'm not talking about that game. I'm instead talking about the follow-up, New Super Mario Bros Wii. This was a groundbreaking game that handles the themes of revenge and forgiveness much better than this one. To this day, it's still the only game that has made me cry. What the fuck am I talking about? The reason I'm reviewing this game instead is because, weirdly enough, I have more nostalgia for Wii than DS, and I think the multiplayer played a huge part in it. In DS, there was multiplayer, but it was just 1v1s, so me and my friends would just play like 3 matches before getting bored. In Wii, up to 4 people can play at once, which could be fucking chaotic at times. And while you could make a valid reason as to why that's bad, you're probably just saying that because you have no friends. You fucking loser. Unfortunately, I have no friends, so I have to play this by myself. Guys, you're supposed to laugh at me saying I have no friends. There we go. I do have friends, but I'm not dragging them out to play an 11-year-old children's game, because about 2 minutes in, they'll probably ask, why the fuck are you making us play this with you? Now, even though I'm blinded by nostalgia, I'm still gonna review this as fair as possible, but I'll probably just give this an undeserved score regardless. So New Super Mario Bros Wii is a role-playing video game developed and published by Atlus. Oh fuck, wrong article. It's a 2D side-scrolling platformer released back in 2009. It was the first 2D Mario platformer released on a home console since Super Mario World, almost 20 years beforehand. So Mario had plenty of time to evolve throughout those years. And just how innovative was this game? Well, you know the DS version? It's like if you brought that to the Wii. Okay, it's not really a game changer. However, I'll let it off for playing it safe because it was the first 2D platformer since Super Mario World, and I guess Nintendo wanted to ease in rather than jump in head first. These two don't get a pass though. Fucking pieces of shit games. Anyways, let's talk about the game. The story is as basic as a Mario game can get. It's Princess Peach's birthday, everyone's happy, oh no, she gets kidnapped, time to save her. People bash Sonic Colors for having a basic story, but Christ, it's like Hamlet compared to this. It's the same premise as the version on the DS, except this time we have the Koopalings, as well as Bowser Jr. Yes, possibly the most hated villains in the Mario series, but this was their first major appearance since Super Mario World, so it wasn't that bad at the time. Anyways, just like DS, you travel through 8 worlds, each one with different environments, and once you beat the game, you unlock World 9, which is basically just a bunch of challenging levels. Now, before I criticize some parts of this game, I have to try and show why this is the greatest game of all time. First reason is that Mario controls so well. It's like near perfect. His running is smooth, his jumping is smooth, his swimming. I never once blamed the controls for my deaths. Power-ups here are really good as well. The Mushroom, Fire Flower, Invincibility Star, and Mini Mushroom all make a return, as well as 3 new power-ups. The Propeller Cap, the Ice Flower, and the Penguin. I really like all of these 3. The Propeller Cap shoots you up into the air with the shake of the Wiimote, and is very convenient to have when I accidentally fall off a platform. However, it makes the mini castle levels way too easy because I can just fly up to the top. The Ice Flower freezes enemies, basically the opposite of a Fire Flower, except now you have to kill it in 2 hits rather than 1. However, it can kill every enemy, unlike the Fire Flower, so I think it's the better power-up. And last but not least, the Penguin, and it's basically a beefed up version of the Ice Flower. Not only can you shoot ice balls, but the icy terrain is no longer slippery, and you can slide on it just like a penguin. Honestly, it's way too overpowered in a snowy level. Should have removed the ice ball power just to make this a little more balanced. However, I'm not complaining, these are way better than the fucking big mushroom. They also added this green lizard thing, if you're interested in that. He makes a return from Super Mario World, which is great for anyone that has a vor fetish. He's able to eat enemies, he's able to eat fruit, which shits out. You know, I don't even want to know how he can do that, but I'll take it. They also gave him a flutter jump to make you last longer in the air, which is really just used for the secret entrance, and that's about it. However, I barely used him since I was speedrunning through the levels half the time. I think I only used him like once in each world, except for 3, 5, and 8. Also, you can't keep him after beating a level. I guess this was cause he wasn't designed for every level, so he would have made some really easy, but you can use the propeller cap on every level and make them really easy, so... Alright, Nintendo. Alright, now then, what's not good in this game? Oh yeah, worlds 1 to 4. fucking mediocre. First of all, difficulty. I'm very disappointed in GameSpot because they said, and I quote,
New Super Mario Bros Wii is a tough game. Old school tough.
So obviously I felt quite misled when I had no problem beating these levels. Seriously, these are fucking cakewalks. Especially when you have the propeller cap. You can just fly through these levels without ever running into anything. The boss fights in the castles are so unbelievably easy. All you have to do is jump on them, avoid their shell, jump on them again, repeat. Even with Kamek's magic switching up the battle, it barely has any challenge to these. It's to the point where I'm almost mindlessly playing through these levels. It's not only the easy difficulty that ruins these worlds, it's also the level design. Jesus, some of these feel so half-assed and have little to no creativity behind them. Now, World 1 is a culprit, but I'll let it off because it is technically the tutorial world. It's supposed to teach the player how to play a Super Mario game, but the others? No, you're all fucking guilty of this shit. Some World 2 levels are like, make the green thing throw a spiky ball to trick the player into thinking that this isn't a super basic level. Just make the whole level a bottomless pit, but sand rises in the air. Whoa, make Lakitu annoying. This level was actually good though, and it felt like there was creativity behind it. You have to use the Piranha Plant's fireballs to light up the path ahead of you, which I think is a cool idea and wish there were more levels like it. World 3 had this cool first level with the penguin suit and then... what were the other levels again? Yeah, World 3 had really forgettable levels. Even this ghost mansion, which you think would be different enough for me to remember what happens in it, but I seriously can't remember anything. The only other level I remember is the super short, super easy, and super uninventive level, which just felt like it was made by a 5-year-old on Mario Maker. But in the main castle, the moving platform being icy this time was a really cool idea because they built upon that from the DS version rather than recycling it. But all of these levels are fucking exceptional compared to World 4. Fuck this world. Such lazy level design where they just have pits of water filled up with random enemies. The castles aren't any better. The mini one is just waiting for the right block to move on to the next section. That's just tedious. How do you make a platformer like Mario tedious? And then the main castle. Other than this cool infinite coins and lives glitch that put my Dolphin emulator on life support, this was just hopping from rail to rail and avoiding the big spiky thingies. This was only saving grace is the airship. That was a neat comeback, but unfortunately it also had a really easy boss fight. So yeah, World 4 bad. And overall, the first half of this game is mediocre and mindless gameplay where I'm just hopping through these boring ass obstacle courses. The second half, on the other hand, holy shit, I don't even have to say anything, just look at the beautiful gameplay. Well, if you play the game, you'll understand. Alright, it's not a masterpiece, but the levels are much better here. I mean, there's some shit, but it's far less prevalent here. World 5 has some cool jungles, cool idea for the mini castle, and a unique boss fight in the main castle. I don't know, I just really like jungle worlds. World 6, not as good because it does recycle some ideas from the DS and Sonic the Hedgehog, but there's still some fun to be had here. There's a bigger requirement for precision in this level. You have to use the motion controls to shed light in these areas that you might want to explore in this one, and this level's presentation is very distinctive compared to its counterparts. Oh, and also solid airship level with one of the best boss fights in this game. As a kid, having your own clown copter was the sickest thing ever, and I still love it now. Now then, we're getting into the big boys. The best worlds, and the ones you can clearly tell that Nintendo actually put some thought behind. And also, there's a hint of challenge. I mean, I died a few times in the first level of World 7, but I don't know if that's cause it's actually hard or that I'm a complete dumbass. This world has a few new ideas, I would even say clever. None of them are used to their fullest potential since they're just presenting you with another new one straight after, but it's still nice to see some new stuff here. I would have liked the mini castle if I didn't fall to the bottom like a complete retard when I was almost at the top and the main castle gave me PTSD because I died like 100 times in this level as a kid. It's actually really cool though. I thought the broken walls gave this castle its own unique identity. Now World 8, this is a good ass world. Up until now I haven't talked about the soundtrack, but it's a lot of generic bubbly happy music that you hear over and over. It gets really tiring, so when World 8 kicks off with this upbeat but darker tone music, I was like, oh thank god. Nintendo always bring their A game with World 8, and this is no different. It's definitely the best world here. The Kamek fight in the mini castle was actually sick because I couldn't take him out instantly, and the blocks transforming into enemies added a nice challenge. For some reason this level made my emulator have a stroke, and since I can't use motion controls, this level was way harder than it had any right to be. Another solid airship level that had a great boss fight, and wait, I'm done already? Oh, the final castle is actually not that long. They throw a lot of obstacles at you, but I think dying from this over and over as a kid has made me permanently remember the layout of this level. The lava sinking was cool and... oh, I'm already at the boss fight. Oh shit, it's Bowser. Oh shit, I already beat him. Well, that was a really shit ending and... Holy fucking shit. Yep, there's another section where you have to run away from this big ass Bowser. And while yes, this is fucking cool and definitely the best boss battle, my favorite part about this is that music. Holy shit. Nintendo turned into fucking Beethoven to compose this piece. It's fucking amazing. This is music I'd expect in like Super Mario Galaxy, not fucking Super Mario Bros. Now as a kid, I thought this fight was really hard, but now it's actually not that bad. Alright, okay, I did die, but all you have to do is run away from Bowser and land on the moving platforms. God, the excitement I had as a kid when this happened. So that's the end of New Super Mario Bros Wii. We get this nice little cutscene of Mario and Peach walking out of the castle and Luigi being a massive Don't say it. Don't say it. It's not funny anymore. So that was a pretty good game. Oh yeah, World 9. World 9 is basically 8 tough levels for skilled platformers. To unlock all the levels, you have to collect all the star coins. Unfortunately, the files of me collecting all the star coins have corrupted, so thanks OBS. Now everyone will think I used Game Shark, or whatever you use on the Wii. Now World 9 is meant to be hard, but it was alright. Like yeah, it is harder than Worlds 1 to 8, but it's not on par with like lost levels. It's perfectly doable. I did die like 6 times on 9-6, but other than that, I had no problem with these levels. 9-7 had a really cool world though, with this icy jungle, and I wish Nintendo did more hybrids like this in their 2D platformers. But yeah, that's New Super Mario Bros Wii. There are some other parts of this game, such as saving toads in levels, but your only reward for doing them are extra lives, so they're pointless, especially when you do the infinite coins glitch and get 99 lives. In each world, you have these enemies that run into you, and then you have to collect 8 balloons to save a toad. I did them a few times because you get free mushrooms, which are handy to have at times, but they're pretty minor and don't add a whole lot to the game. As a kid, this is probably one of my favorite games ever. I'd make new saves, beat the game, delete that save, and do it all over again. It's the game that made me love Mario. Sure, there were also other games that contributed, like Mario Kart Wii, Super Mario Bros on the DS, and Mario 64, but this one's definitely the biggest contributor. And while nowadays it's not anything outstanding, and I can perfectly understand people who say this isn't good, I have so many great memories of playing this game. I think it might have been one of the first games where I was actually like really good at it. Like obviously it's easy to learn, but I think I mastered like the whole lot. Like I was really good at this. Maybe not anymore, but as a kid I was a fucking god at this. Oh Christ above, I'm waffling on about random shit now. Let me just give the score. Thanks to the power of nostalgia, I'm gonna give this game a 7. Jesus Christ, I really gave this the same score as Doom Eternal.